model car fans, welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and this week I'm going to show you some updates to my 69 Road Runner A12 446 package car here that I've been building slowly and doing a few things to. But first I got to ask you a question. Hi, so how many of you model builders are getting older like I am? I'm pushing 48 now, and I've been doing this for a long time, but how many used a desk light like this? I've done it for years. But that brings me to some eye strain and some problems that I've experienced, and I'm sure many of you are too, with eye fatigue. And one of the things I got to get into is pretty good lighting. So apologize for some of the lighting in this video because it's kind of hard to do a video on lighting for this. But that also brings us to this week's sponsor, BenQ, and their e-reading lamp here, which is actually pretty cool. And it's meant to be used for computers and reading at night and some of that stuff. Well, I do a lot of my model building and detailing actually at night. So when it comes to this stuff, you're actually going to see my actual workbench and how I actually do this. So I film here and I've got the super bright light for filming right here, of course. But it's a little too bright and my eyes really pick it up. I'm pretty sensitive. I got my glasses here. I need it for driving or seeing. I actually needed to see the camera, but when I'm building my models right up front, I really don't need my glasses. But I do suffer from some eye strain here, and there's a couple of neat features with this. But first, it's meant for computers, and it's meant for a reading lamp for books. So it's got a couple of neat settings and some features here. A couple of things. That is more of a spotlight, and it's pretty direct lighting. Where this is more of a floodlight. You see the concave here and everything? You see how I got it tilted a little bit and you can get it right down into your work area and back up. It's pretty adjustable. And you've got your on off here, just gently touch it, turns it off, turns it on. And a couple of things here, it's got some settings. Hold it for a couple of seconds and it'll switch to more of a blue light, but this is meant for reading books, and then you can switch it over and it'll self-adjust to reading tablets or computer screens. So you can tilt this up and use it for that kind of stuff, which is what it's meant for. But for me, some of the neat features here is that's the quick on and off too. You can just turn it on and off by touching that. And my son loves that, by the way, plays with that all the time. But you can adjust and dim it. So for me, blue light really is sensitive. I can really pick up blue light and it'll drive me nuts. And flickering is also an issue. This thing doesn't flicker, which is really cool, especially when you're dimming. If you're dealing with any of the CFL bulbs or any of that stuff and they're dimmable, they flicker and they hum, and it actually bothers me and I get headaches from it. And my eyes pick it up. So this thing doesn't do that. So you can hold this down for a second and you can actually adjust the temperature. More blue to more an orange. You can adjust the temperature of the lighting, or press it again and you can dim it even more right there, so you can brighten it up or dim it down. But I kind of seem to prefer the regular setting here, and you touch it and you can adjust it. You get it right down into your workspace and you can really tilt it. A couple other features. This thing is really extendable. It's got the base here, which I lift it and take it right off there. This is pretty heavy. My son has found that out by pulling it off the thing because he likes to play with this control. And it's pretty heavy. But there is a table clamp too that you can get for it separately. And it comes in a couple other different colors. So that's pretty cool. And then the cord itself plugs in. It's got an adapter cord. So it's meant for both US and other markets. So you can get it in 110 volt or 220 volt or 230. I forget what it is. I guess they say 115 instead of 110. But I'm old school. I still say 110. But a couple of different plugs and a couple of different colors. So I just wanted to take a moment and show you that and give you my review on it. And I'm absolutely loving mine, and it works great, especially at night when I'm doing this and it's not very bright, and it makes it so much easier for me. So if you guys are looking for any lighting, please check this out. And I appreciate BenQ for contacting me and sponsoring this episode. I really do appreciate it. And everybody check the video description below for the links. There's a link to their webpage and also their Amazon page, so you can check them out. So thank you, and we'll get into more of my desk and what I'm actually doing to this one. So give me a second and I'll move my camera and get it really into that. Alright, well now that you've gotten a sneak peek at how I actually build and detail my models when I'm not filming here, because it's one of the reasons why I do update videos versus actually filming. What I do is these bright lights are pretty harsh. There's actually like 4 lights on here to really light this up so you can see what I'm doing, plus, you know, bumping the camera and some of that stuff. I have been working on this, and as you saw, I did do the video on wiring this engine. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. But the engine is now wired and pretty much detailed out. I'm going to put heater wires or heater hoses on this and continue on with that. But I started detail painting some of the steel parts here and just going a little overboard. I got to do a little bit more to this battery. The red on there isn't very good, but I got to get another coat on some of that stuff. I'm not really fond of this battery either, but that's what comes in the kit. And some more detail painting on this. You can see I did the steel and the black on it, and it's coming out really nice. And I did finish the interior. I believe I have shown you all that, but you know, this looks really good. I'm really happy with this, and it fits, especially now that here the body is foiled. You can see the bare metal foils now on it. The glass has been polished and it's actually in it and glued in solid. It's mostly dry. Still got some of the white glue drying there, and the mirror is mounted and glued. But now this interior tub actually fits. I had all of those fitting issues, so it just drops right in there now and fits. So I'm really happy with that. Got the taillights on there too, and foiled the Road Runner back there, and I'll just put Motolo on that. And I still got a little bit of detailing left to do on the taillight bezels here, but they're coming along. But got all the foil work done. Really happy with this. And then that's just how the paint came out, and I'm going to leave that alone. But I got foil in the marker light holes, and I got to do that. I usually put just paint on that because I've stuck foil on it and it keeps falling off a couple of times, so I'm just not going to worry about it. Where that is actually part of the door handle, it's one piece of foil, and there's a hair on there that's attached. Get that removed. And then you see I blacked out the entire headliner. I'm going to black this sections out too a little bit to blend them in so they don't stand out so much. Although you really can't see that. But I can, and I know it's there. But really happy with the way this thing is going. But it's coming along. It won't be much longer and I'll be showing you the finished product here. But this is like one of the last steps before I assemble the whole thing. One of the things I do have to do is drill the holes here, right in here where my finger is, for the heater hoses. I still got to paint the resistor white. I haven't done that yet. But I started detail painting all of the black there, so you can see all the wires and hoses. And that's just brush painted black. And same with there, I got all of them across the firewall there and this side. So just detail painted all of that, and then just painted the gas tank. Really isn't much detail on the rest of the chassis as far as adding wires and stuff go. I think I'm going to hit some of these bolt heads that are exposed in silver, and that's pretty much it. There really isn't anything else to hit with black as far as detailing goes. But when you start to hang the suspension and everything, it starts to look pretty good. And I got to paint the trans mount black because in the real car that centerpiece unbolts and it's black paint. So I still have to paint that black. I kind of forgot to do it, but still working on it. And I got a couple of Overflow bottles. This is the one that comes in the AMT kit that I'm using to kit bash, and I painted that. But I also had one from one of the Revell Chargers, which I like and looks a lot better. And if this fits under the hood, I'll probably use this one. That's why they're both here. I got the master cylinder and the wiper motor. They're ready to be glued on, and then the fan, not the fan, the horn, that's ready to be glued on. But I got a lot of the stuff laid out. I still have to paint the hood semi-gloss black and put the hood pins on. I'll probably do another video on that because I'm going to show you the ProTech hood pins and also the Detail Master hood pins, because I've been using the Detail Master ones. So I'll show you how those work, and then I like the ProTech ones, so I'll do a video on both of those for a comparison. So that's going to be one of my next videos as far as comparisons go. But this one's coming along, and it won't be much longer, and you're going to see this thing done. So I'll be doing a little bit more gluing and getting the final assembly done, get that interior glued in, the black paint on here on the underside there, and then glue this in place and start putting all of the suspension and everything in. So it's going to look like this car. I'm so excited to finally be getting this one almost done here, because this one's been sitting for a long time, and got it going again. But thank you for tuning in and subscribing and watching. I really appreciate it. And to any sponsors that really help us out, that really helps. So I really appreciate that opportunity as well. And that light is a pretty nice light. I've had it for a while now, and they're probably wondering when I was going to get to it. I've been really enjoying it. But thanks for tuning in and subscribing and watching. I really appreciate it, and all your comments. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next Saturday.